Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family, because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling. Few stories have shaken the Chinese entertainment world quite like this one. A beloved actor gone too soon, a global legend breaking his silence, and a message so heartfelt that it moved millions to tears. This is the story of Jackie Chan's emotional words for you, Menglong, a young man whose light continues to shine even in his absence. Menglong's name still echoes through the hearts of those who once watched him breathe life into every role. His passing on September 11, 2025, was not merely the loss of an actor, it was the silencing of a spirit that had quietly inspired millions. Known for his humility and gentleness, he was the kind of artist who didn't need controversy or glamour to be remembered. His presence alone carried a calm strength, the kind that left an impression long after the screen faded to black. As the news of his death spread, grief poured across borders. Fans from Seoul to Singapore, from Paris to Los Angeles, shared his scenes, his interviews, and his laughter, trying to hold on to fragments of a life that had touched them in ways words could not explain. It was in the midst of this collective mourning that another wave of emotion swept through social media. A message, allegedly from Jackie Chan, began to circulate. A few simple lines written, it was said, in a quiet Hong Kong cafe. "I remember him," the post read. "He was one of the brightest talents of his generation. Not just an actor, but a man sincere in every role he played." Those words, unverified but deeply moving, resonated far beyond the Chinese entertainment circle. They captured the universal pain of losing potential too soon, and the profound respect one artist can have for another. People shared them endlessly, not for their celebrity source, but because they carried truth. It felt like a bridge between generations, a legend acknowledging the soul of a rising star whose journey had ended too early. In a world where fame is often fleeting and compassion easily forgotten, the idea of Jackie Chan pausing his own busy life to remember someone younger felt like a moment of light. Whether or not the post was real, its emotional truth was undeniable. It reminded everyone that behind the flashing cameras and polished stages, there are still bonds of humanity, unspoken connections between those who create, perform, and dream. And in that moment, Menglong was no longer just a name on a headline. He was a symbol of grace, of sincerity, and of the beauty that lingers long after the applause fades. As the message continued to circulate, something extraordinary began to happen. People did not just read it, they felt it. Fans who had once admired Menglong for his calm demeanor and quiet intensity began rewatching his dramas, each scene now carrying a weight it had never held before. The sound of his voice, the way he turned his eyes away before a tear fell, the pauses between his lines, all seemed to reveal the essence of a man who gave more than performance. He gave pieces of himself. Every role became a memory, every expression a reminder of what had been lost. The alleged tribute from Jackie Chan elevated that feeling into something larger than grief. Jackie had always been seen as a figure of indestructible strength, the embodiment of courage and resilience. Yet through those words, gentle, humble, unguarded, audiences saw a side of him that mirrored their own heartbreak. It was as if a pillar of the industry had stepped down from his pedestal to sit beside them in silence, acknowledging that pain is what makes us human. The power of that moment did not lie in fame, but in recognition, the recognition of one artist seeing the light of another, extinguished too soon. Across Asia and beyond, social feeds became a river of tribute. People wrote letters addressed to no one, whispered prayers, and left candles on digital altars. "When a legend mourns the young, the world listens," one comment read, and it was true. The imagined scene of Jackie Chan pausing to remember Menglong gave comfort to those who needed to believe that kindness still existed within the machinery of fame. But perhaps the most powerful part of that tribute was the line, "Do not let this loss extinguish your hope. Continue to celebrate his life and the beauty he left through art." Those words reached beyond mourning, they invited healing. They asked people not to sink into despair, but to transform sorrow into gratitude. For in remembering you Menglong, they were not only honoring his art, they were rediscovering the humanity that connects every soul who dares to create, to love, and to live with sincerity. As the days passed and the emotional tide began to settle, one truth became increasingly clear. Whether Jackie Chan had truly written those words or not, their meaning transcended the need for confirmation. People did not cling to the statement for its origin but for the comfort it offered. In a world saturated with noise and uncertainty, a few sentences about kindness and remembrance had become a quiet form of hope. It was no longer about proof. It was about feeling something real in a time when authenticity felt rare. Jackie Chan, throughout his long career, had been a symbol of endurance and discipline, but also of humility. From the bustling sets of Hong Kong to the bright lights of Hollywood, he had always spoken of respect for those who came before and those who would follow. Whether the tribute was truly his or simply inspired by him, it carried the same moral weight. An echo of his lifelong message that compassion is strength and empathy is legacy. In Yu Menglong's story, people found a mirror of that message, a reminder that greatness is not measured by fame, but by the quiet integrity of the soul. The world saw in this moment an unspoken dialogue between generations, between a master who had endured decades of hardship and a young artist whose time had been cut short, but whose sincerity never wavered. It was as though life itself was offering a reflection, that every story, no matter how brief, can illuminate something eternal. The tribute reminded everyone that within the fragile world of entertainment, where perfection is often staged, there still exists something honest, grief that unites, admiration that heals, and memory that survives beyond the applause. Across continents, the story became more than a rumor. It evolved into a symbol of the compassion that audiences longed to see in their heroes. Fans began to write not just about death, but about purpose, how art can continue to live when carried by those who believe in its meaning. And perhaps that was the true gift hidden beneath the uncertainty of the post, that even without confirmation, the spirit of understanding, gratitude, and shared humanity could still bridge hearts across distance, generations, and silence itself. Today, fans across the world continue to remember Yu Menglong, lighting virtual candles, sharing his songs, and leaving messages that read, "You are gone, but your gentleness remains." His story and the rumored tribute from Jackie Chan remind us that legacy is not about how long we live, but how deeply we touch others. Yu Menglong's art still breathes, his smile still lingers, and his name still inspires. Narrator Warm Tone. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Update X24H, where we bring you stories that go beyond fame and remind us of what truly matters: empathy, truth, and the power of art. Thank you for watching, and may we all remember to live kindly, just as Yu Menglong did.